Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this special call meeting for Wednesday, July 6, 2022. At this time, if you all stand for the invocation declared by Mr. Stapleton.
Let us pray. Lord, we just come before you this morning and do the work of the county. Ask you to give us wisdom and guidance. And just ask you to watch over all our residents, watch over Frank's dinner, and as he continues to down this road of tough recovery. Ask you to be with his family and give him strength during this time of difficulty. Across the name, pray.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 1 at 9:30 a.m. or soon thereafter is the matter to be heard. Hold a public hearing to consider applying for small cities community development block grant assistance in the amount of $750,000. At this time, I'll call the public hearing to order. We will now have a presentation on the proposed application from Small Cities Program Housing Rehabilitation category. Mr. Fox.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, I'm David Fox with Fred Fox Enterprise. This is the second public hearing for a CDBG grant application submittal. Once again, they're due July 21st. Proposed project, and there's a handout. Landscape version, maybe a copy. Just going to go over the narrative briefly. Houses to be addressed must be in an unincorporated area that cannot be in the city limits. The proposed for the project, that's a requirement to the program. Rehab, demo, or replace homes. Proposed project consists of repair and replace a minimum of 11 low to moderate income owner-occupied housing units. And on the back of your handout, there's income levels, just for reference. We're talking about low to moderate. The total of the households, 2 of them must be below 30% of area median. Additional 3 must be below 50% of area median, so 5 total will be under 50% of area median, which 2 will be below 30, and the remaining 6 homes will be below 80% of area median. Must be an incorporated area. We include a minimum green standard and several minimum green standards in the application. This will give you additional points in the application submittal. There will be temporary relocations, or if they have to move out during the process, there'll be an amount per month that we provided to them to assist whoever they're staying with, and we'll provide on-site storage, which is paid through the grant. 100% must be low to moderate income. We're talking about that. You're meeting the national objective of benefit of low to moderate income persons. The proposed project will be housing rehab demolition, CDBG $615,500. Local match of SHIP funds at $50,000. Temporary relocation, $22,000 in CDBG funds. The administration, $112,500. Total grant amount is $750,000 proposed. Total leverage will be SHIP funds of $50,000. Total construction will be $665,500. Total temporary reload is $22,000, $112,500 of admin. So the total amount of the project is estimated at $800,000. It will be a 30-month contract, and if we get 11 homes, there's money remaining, we'll go into a utilize all the funds. We're not going to stop at 11. Just keep in mind that costs are up. So we may have to come back and ask for additional SHIP funds as needed to address the 11 homes. It'll depend on how many submittals they get on the applications. And I'll get back to the council.
Thank you, Mr. Fox. Any questions from Mr. Fox?
Mr. Chairman, I do have questions.
Mr. Flynn?
You anticipate probably 30 months for the project for all 6 houses?
For 11, yes, sir.
11, okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ryan?
Mr. Fox, that, the 21A administration, what exactly is that on page 2?
That's the maximum. You have an advertisement, but you have to go do some, advertise for administration. It'll include handling the applications, giving them over sample reviewing all applications, ranking, doing home inspections, doing the write-ups of bidding and handling the bidding. It will not include, the only thing that we don't cover is we will sub out, or we'll get the city to, or the county to advertise for lead inspection services, and asbestos inspection services.
I was just curious, that's, by my math, that's 15%, is that standard underneath the
That's the-
slug drain or whatever?
That's the maximum. It just shows the maximum. Utilize, when you usually advertise for that service, or you're required to advertise for that service once funded, I've never seen it come in now.
This is just worst case scenario.
That's the maximum, if it's worst case scenario, just for the application purposes, for figuring your budget.
I understand.
You also have in there, you can do costs for ads, local costs, and then go on and pay some, some ad costs, and then you'll pay with some of it, but sometimes it's accounting or audit costs, sometimes we cover that also.
Any other questions?
Do we have a public comment?
Seeing no other comments, we'll now open the meeting to public comment. Anyone wishing to speak, you can come to the podium and state their name and address for the record. Is anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I'll now close public comment. Item number 5, Mr. Fox to present brief outline of the CDBG Housing Assistance Plan.
All right, when we met last time, we discussed, every time you submit a housing application in CDBG to the state, you've got to submit a housing assistance plan, they call it a HAP, CDBG HAP. And I provide you a copy of the draft one. The HAP is similar to the last one, it's only a few changes, I'm gonna hit those with you. On page 3, item 5, eligibility A, you added modular built structures for rehab, which you had in your last one. You did add mobile homes located within unincorporated Jefferson County. Mobile homes will not be considered for replacement with site-built. Mobile homes will be considered for replacement with site-built homes under the CDBG program. Mobile homes will not be repaired under this grant. So we've addressed the mobile home issue, or before you weren't going to do mobile homes at all. Now it addresses that you will only replace them, you will not repair them. That's on page 3. Under eligibility, item 4A.
Where are you at?
This three under
This one,
3A.
the one that,
Item number 2?
There's
no, it's page 3, item 4, eligibility,
the housing
4A.
assistance plan in your packet. Yes.
Okay, so I was kept looking, you kept saying page 3, I'm like, page 3 at the back.
Yeah, it says Suwannee County Rehabilitation Replacement on the first page. General information participants, FFY 2021-2022 CDBG program. First page is the same. I'm just going to go page by page. Page 2, objects of the program are the same. You're still going to address 8%. Financing is still going to be a 10-year mortgage. Every year they lived in the house, they paid off a year. After 10% comes off each year, and there's no interest. If they were to pass away, it'd be forgiven. So it's a 10-year mortgage with no payback unless they sell the house or rent it out. On page 3, eligibility, item 4A, we added mobile homes located within unincorporated Jefferson County be included. Mobile homes will only be considered for replacement with site-built homes under the CDBG program. Mobile homes will not be repaired under this grant. The rest of the page is the same. Talk about conflicts of interest, we have to notify, we have to make it public, we'll do a conflict of interest process. On page 4, you got priorities to be given to applicants in the following, that's the same, you're still addressing 30% first and below, 50% and below second, 80% below third, and there's sub-ranking will be disability or handicap, head of household, head of households over 62, head of households with large families. So if you're 30% income or below, you have a disabled or handicapped head of household, and your head of households over 62, you'll be the top tier. And it breaks out from there, 50% and then 80% below. And the ad will be placed to advertise for clients. On page 5, the maximum rehab amount you'll do without giving county, you're going to approve all bids, but stipulation is if it exceeds 60,000 for the rehab, I notify you once you're reviewing the bids as stated in the notice or stated in the motion. Under that, D, mobile homes will only be considered for demolition or replacement with site-built homes only. Mobile homes will not be relocated under this grant. That's been added, above 3 on page 5. On page 6, just standard information, how they provide the information. On page 7, the components that will be addressed. You've got green elements. If we put in a new refrigerator due to having a bad refrigerator, then it'll be Energy Star rated. Gas and water heaters will be Energy Star rated if utilized. All exterior doors and windows that are replaced will be Energy Star rated. All lighting fixtures will be Energy Star rated. They give you additional points in the application. And then on 3, it's green standard. The installation of attic, installation of R30 or greater. Housing units containing first floor wood or metal floor will be installation of the floor accessible areas. New weather strip around all attic access panels. Sealed cracks around the windows and plumbing. Energy Star rated HVAC or AC, minimum 14 SEER. And sweeps on all the doors. There's a green standard that gives you additional points in the application by saying you're going to do that to all the houses that are addressed. And then it goes into all the components that are addressed on the structures. If we address a home, we're going to address structural system, electrical, plumbing, heating, windows, insulation, cabinets, refrigerator, roofing, handicap accessibility, bedrooms and heating, weatherization. Now, if they have good appliances or good cabinets, we're not going to replace good items. It's just that we're replacing, we'll look at these items. On page 8, we break out how to determine the household composition for bedrooms. Condition of rehab assistance, once again, goes to the $60,000 maximum. However, the road claims to exceed the amount of $60,000 in CDBG funds unless specifically approved by the housing specialist and county commission. So if it's over $60,000, even though I'm going to get you to approve all bids awarded, if it's over 60, I'm going to note it a couple of times in the recommendation for motion. It exceeds 60,000 for a rehab. It hits again on the 10-year period for the mortgage. On page 9, it goes into what replacement home criteria is required, and then the size of units. On page 10, under replacement home allowance, number 12, item numeric number 12, A, I increase the amounts, recommend increasing the amounts. Let me show you what they were, tell you what they were before and what they are now. All right, previously, on a 2-bedroom, the maximum amount was proposed for $67,000. Now we're looking at $115,000. The 3-bedroom was $75,000. Now we're looking at $125,000. And a 4-bedroom was $140,000. Was previously $86,000. We're still going to bring all the bids to you. But once again, if it comes above that amount, then we're going to have to special notice in motion that you're aware it exceeds the maximum amount before you award it. And we recommend it. So it doesn't affect anything when you approving it. It just notes for the record a little different. And those amounts that I've got are based on recent bids
Now,
in the last 6 months.
let's stop for a minute. You got 115, 125, but you got 140, but you said 186.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
4 more bedrooms, you got 140,000. I thought you said it was you got 186, 184.
No, previously, with the last application, your maximum for a 4-bedroom was $86,000.
Okay, 86.
Yes, sir. And now it's 140. And I think they'll come in lower than that. That's just worst case scenario. We're going to go with the lowest qualified bid. Not just because it says 140 for a 4-bedroom, doesn't mean we're going to get 140,000 for a 4-bedroom. It's still going to be a low qualified bidder. Construction in a flood zone, that hasn't changed. It's still got to be 2 foot above flood elevation. Moving expenses haven't changed. They'll get $200 to move out. The program will supply an on-site storage trailer, and they'll get $200 to move back in. They got to pack their own items, and they're responsible for their own items. Temporary relocation on page 11 hasn't changed. Family of 2 or less will get $100 a month to help with utilities while staying somewhere else. They have to find their own place to stay at their cost. And family of 3 or more gets $150 to help with utilities where they're staying with Once again, they don't pay for rental or assistance, anything like that, it's just assistance to help workers stay in utilities. If we exceed the maximum amount from the rehab replacement value, once again, I'll bring it to you, you're gonna bring me all the bids and let it be known that we exceeded the maximum amount, if we recommend it or not. On page 12, nothing's changed on there, it's still the same as it was last time. Page 13 is the same. Page 14 is the same, but you're gonna do the same notices. You're required to do an advertisement notice in the paper, but the county can do extensions, additional. I think last time they may have posted it on the Facebook page. The second, try to get more applicants. And they can do whatever they would like. They can post it on the county website, but the minimum is advertising on the paper. That's a grant program requirement. Page 15. It was built before 1978, it's going to be proposed for as a rehab. Then we'll do a lead inspection on the house and make sure that any lead that's there has been abated as part of the specifications in the project. All homes will get checked for asbestos. Any house is over 50 years old, we will get a clearance for historic preservation. If it requires that we address it as a historic home, they'll have to meet all historic requirements. We'll do a site-specific environmental review on each house. On page 16, the records are kept with the county, those items, and must be kept for 6 years. That's it. Any questions on the housing assistance plan? Basically, the only changes is that the amount of the new house maximum and incorporating mobile homes as replacements only before you get to anything with them. Now you're saying you'll replace it, but you're not going to rehab.
How does, if you do a replacement on a mobile home, how do you handle the old mobile home, the demolition disposal?
We require that demolition be done on site. We don't want an issue where somebody comes in and moves that mobile home, we end up addressing the same mobile home down the street because they moved it down the street and made it a rental or something. So the requirement that we always utilize and that the program requires or recommends is that all demos are done on site.
And do you pay for that as well?
As part of the bid of the new house, it includes the contractor's paying or bidding on demo and new home combined. We used to break them out separately, but the contractor was complaining about the site prep that the demo guy did. So now it's in your ballpark, it's on one bid, you're bidding the demo and the new home. The site prep's not good, you did it. I mean, it just cleared up a lot of issues between the demo guy and the new home builder.
Any other questions?
Mr. Chairman, where exactly would these citizens apply for this assistance at?
The application will be submitted to the county administrator's office. I think Shannon handled those.
So someone, if a citizen's inquiring about this program, send them to you?
Yes, sir. And there'll be an initial ad, will have a intake application available on the website, and then on the bottom of it, it'll say submit by this time, this date, this location. Anything received after that will be an alternate. But it'll say, and then sometimes you can also do it, if you want, you'll set it up where you can do electronic submittal. So please are doing that now. Or have the IT for that or not, but that's considered. I prefer the hand submitted to be signed. Any questions on the housing assistance plan?
Seeing none, we'll move on. Item number 7, actions by commission. Item number 1, action on resolution to adopt community development plan, long-term and short-term goals. Any discussion, do I have a motion to approve?
Do you not need to approve the first item?
What's that?
Do you not need to approve the plan and the resolution that was included in the agenda like that?
Just item, when you move from 5 to 4,
Right.
go ahead and do
It's
that
on.
one.
You want to go ahead and do it
You
now?
want me to do that first?
While you're at the
Resolution for that?
item.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do item number 4 first.
Yes, sir.
No, it's item 5 was approval of the amended local housing assistance plan and adoption of an enabling resolution.
But on
that's
mine,
the
then it's
motion.
item 4.
You're gonna do it after item 4?
Can you go ahead and do it?
Okay. On mine, it's 5 too.
On mine, it's 5.
Well, I got 2 different agendas. You got one, I got
Oh,
master
okay.
plan.
All right, I got you.
So what do you need, Logan?
The fifth item of the housing assistance plan.
Okay, item
And the
number
enabling
5, guys,
resolution.
on your main agenda, main packet there.
Yeah.
Approval of amended local housing assistance plan and adoption of enabling resolution.
So moved to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Land, second by Commissioner Fleming. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous. Any other order we need to go here? Debbie's going to direct me now.
Just go back to the one and you can skip,
So item number, well, it'd be item number 2 on their packet. Adoption of resolution authorizing the implementation of long-term and short-term objectives of the Suwannee County Community Development Plan. Any discussion or have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Fleming, second by Commissioner Stapleton. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous. Item number 3, adoption of resolution authorizing the use of $50,000 Suwannee County State Housing Initiative SHIP funding as leverage for the Small Cities Neighborhood Revitalization Community Development Block Grant application. Well, that's a mouthful. Any comment or motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Land, second by Commissioner Stapleton. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
On that item, that should say housing revitalization. The $50,000 leverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be a,
It said
it says Small Cities Neighborhood Revitalization Redevelopment Block Grant application. It should say housing revitalization redevelopment block grant application.
It does on the resolution.
Okay, it just said on the
On the agenda.
On the index, it didn't have it.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, I didn't mean to cut in, that was just.
Where was I at, Logan?
You're now on item 4.
No, I mean, did we get that cleared up? Did we get a vote on
Yeah, you did.
it? Okay. Item number 4, adoption of resolution authorizing the submission of an application for Small Cities Community Development Block Grant to the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity. Any discussion or motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Stapleton, second by Commissioner Fleming. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Unanimous. That it, Mr. Fox?
That's it, thank you so much.
I just need a motion for adjournment.
Mr. Chairman.
Motion by, speak up.
Mr. Chairman, can you hold on just a second? I just want to give a quick update on something. Because all the commissioners are here with the exception of Commissioner Hale. In case commissioners you hear about this, the chairman and I are having a conference call today. Shannon will participate in that probably, but this has to do with the utilities, underground utilities installation out there on 137. We've got an issue with the fiber optic line that Windstream has run down the middle of the right of way. We've been trying to resolve that, and we've had several conversations, and the contractor has as well, but today we're going to hope to have the matter resolved. We've got a phone call that we're making today. If you're asked about that line or what the purpose of the delay is out there, that's what it's about. It's over a fiber optic line that's sitting there. And I won't go into all the details of the numerous conversations we had, but we're trying to bring closure to the issue so the contractor can get back out there. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions from Mr. Harris on that? With that, I just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Commissioner Fleming, second by Commissioner Land. All in favor, aye. Thank you.